Please welcome Scott Garver.
When I was a teenager, I was what they referred to as husky. I'd always struggled with my weight during that age period in my life. And I definitely wasn't obese by medical standards, but I also wasn't the definition of skinny either. I was playing football up through middle school and into high school, and then was good enough to be able to go to college and play football as well. After 2 years in college, I injured my shoulder. And the doctor told me, you either need to quit playing football or get that shoulder opened up and let's get some surgery on. I decided that I was not going to have an intimate relationship with the weight room and the practice field anymore, and then ended up having an intimate relationship with the cook in my fraternity house named Janice. I would go down in the morning for breakfast, and Janice would be getting the lunch and dinner plans together for the day. And I'd say, Janice, what's for dinner tonight? And she would say, oh, we got chicken patties and french fries and pizza and pizza rolls and hamburgers, cheeseburgers. We got meatloaf and we got mashed potatoes and gravy. I was like, awesome. Those things are all of my favorites. Oh, also, Scott, I got your favorite cereal, too. We got Cocoa Krispies for you in the morning and Fruity Pebbles. And I got some of those cream-filled donuts that you really like with the chocolate icing on top. Oh, Janice, thank you so much. You're a savior. Well, needless to say, those last 2 years in college, I ballooned up to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And by the time I graduated, I was 230 pounds. Now, my playing weight in football was 200. So I packed on some size over those last couple years in the fraternity house. Over the next 20 years, I set lots of goals to lose weight. And I would be successful. I would lose 15 pounds here, 10 pounds here, but inevitably, it would always come right back where it started from. Until about 7 years ago, when I heard a quote that Dan Eckelman says on a regular basis, and that is, don't make goals. Goals are made to be broken. Make plans. Plans are meant to be achieved. So I did that. 7 years ago, I made a plan. And not only did I do that, but I took it a step further. And I did what a majority of successful people do. And that is, I took that plan and I chunked it down. I took it and made it into bite-sized pieces that I could focus on a daily and weekly basis. I focused on making small commitments that could lead to larger commitments. I started each Sunday and I said, I'm going to make a list of what I'm going to eat for the week. I planned out all my meals. Then I made a grocery list. And I went to the grocery store. And I filled my kitchen with everything that I would need to make those meals throughout the week. I even made some stuff on Sunday. If there was a batch of roasted vegetables, I'd make a big pan of it so I could put it out and portion it out for later in the week. Or I would make some meals so I didn't have to stress each night when I got home from work. And by doing that, by focusing on smaller commitments, really focusing on things that I could do on a daily basis, I was able to lose 50 pounds. And most importantly, I've been able to keep that off for the last 7 years. 3 years ago, I went shopping for some clothes. And I didn't have to go in the big and tall section anymore and look for the 40-inch waist. I was in the skinny jeans section. That was an awesome feeling. So what can each of you do to implement this same plan? What are you doing right now in your life that you could use a plan for? And that you could chunk it down and really focus on doing things on a daily, weekly basis that would get you closer to your goal. Maybe it's working on your brand speech. Or maybe it's losing weight. We've talked about that. Or maybe it's a project at work. Whatever it is, make a plan. Then chunk it down. Remember the visual of the candy bar. Make little bite-sized pieces that you can do and build momentum and continue to make those small commitments that lead to larger ones. And then you can go from husky to skinny jeans, like me. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll give Johnny a few minutes.